श्रीमद्भागवतम की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयामुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्ति भवति नैष्टिकी. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 22 and Text 24. This verse I will read it by myself. Prattam duhitaram samrat sadrukshaya gatavyata upaguhya cha bahubhyam autkantyon mathitashraya. Translation: thus relieved of his responsibility by handing over his daughter to a suitable man, Swayambhu Manu, his mind agitated by feelings of separation, embraced his affectionate daughter with both his arms. Purport: a father always remains in anxiety until he can hand over his grown-up daughter to a suitable boy. A father and mother's responsibility for children continues until they marry them to suitable spouses. When the father is able to perform that duty, he is relieved of his responsibility. Text 25. Ashaknuvan tatviraham ashuknavamstadviraham munchan bashpakalam muhuhu munchan bashpakalam muhuhu asinchan ambam vatsam iti asinchad amba vatseti netrodhair दुहितुः शिखाः नेत्रोधैर्दुहितुः शिखाः अशक्नुवंस्तद्विरहं मुञ्चन् बाष्पकलां मुहुः आसिञ्चद् अम्बवस्येति नेत्रोधैर्दुहितुः शिखा. Ashaknuvan, being unable to bear, tat viraham, separation from her, munchan, shedding, bashpakalam, tears, muhuhu, again and again, asinchat, he drenched, amba, my dear mother, Vassa, my dear daughter, iti, thus, netra uday, by the water from his eyes, duhituhu, of his daughter, shikaha, the locks of hair. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation: the emperor was unable to bear the separation of his daughter. Therefore tears poured from his eyes again and again, drenching his daughter's head as he cried, "My dear mother, my dear daughter." Please repeat. The emperor was unable to bear the separation of his daughter. Therefore tears poured from his eyes again and again, drenching his daughter's head as he cried, "My dear mother, my dear daughter." Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The word Amba is significant. A father sometimes addresses his daughter in affection as mother and sometimes as my darling. The feeling of separation occurs because until the daughter is married, she remains the daughter of the father, but after her marriage, she is no longer claimed as a daughter in the family. She must go to the husband's house, for after marriage, she becomes the property of the husband. According to Manu Samhita, a woman is never independent. She must remain the property of the father while she is not married, and she must remain the property of the husband until she is elderly and has grown up children of her own. In old age, when the husband has taken sannyas and left home, she remains the property of the sons. A woman is always dependent either upon the father, husband, or elderly sons. That will be exhibited in the life of Devahuti. Devahuti's father handed over responsibility for her to the husband Kardama Muni, and in the same way Kardama Muni also left home, giving the responsibility to his son Kapiladeva. This narration will describe these events one after another. The sense the Bhaktivedanta purport: Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So as soon as the marriage got over, the Swayambhu Manu's daughter was given to a great sage by name Kardama Muni. Pratham Duhitaram Samrat Sadrukshaya Gatavyata. Immediately he is relieved from his responsibility. So the Vedic culture is about responsibilities and it is not about rights. Fighting for rights is a modern phenomena, but Vedic culture is full of responsibilities with affection and love. So here we can see Swayambhu Manu, he is so affectionate towards the daughter, and as soon as she is married, he felt relieved of the responsibility, but immediately Upaguhyacha Bahubhyam Outkantya, he became very anxious because he realized now that my daughter is going to go away to the husband's house. So immediately he became very feelings of separation appeared in his heart. So a father and mother, they feel responsibility that the children should settle in life, and as soon as they marry them, they feel a certain relief of the responsibility. So here, the Swayambhu Manu, Ashaknuvam Stadaviraham, the separation from the daughter was so intense that Munchan Bashpakalamuhu, again and again he is shedding tears and drenching the daughter's hair. No? Asinchad Ambavatseti, my dear mother, my dear darling, my dear daughter. So he was crying by calling her as mother and daughter. Netrodhair duhitu shikha. So he hugged his daughter and then crying by calling these names. In our childhood also we would have seen sometimes parents they call the children Telugu, if you know, they'll say Rananna, Amma Bhavnava, Melara, atla antam kada pillalni. So that's the same thing here. He is calling her mother and also my daughter. So these are the very affectionate dealings used to be there among the family members. There used to be a wonderful bondage within the family. Wife is attached to husband, and husband is taking care of the family. The children are very affectionate to the both husband and wife, the parents, and then the parents are very taking care of the children. Even the smallest of the sensitivities, feelings are exchanged and enjoyed. The family has ample time to exchange all these wonderful relational feelings among themselves. So that's why when the Swayambhu Manu was, as soon as he realized that he is getting separated from the daughter, immediately he became very anxious, and he started crying with the tears coming from his eyes again and again. So this was the kind of a condition. The daughter is always taken care of so nicely because she is a greatest asset for the family, and so they used to treat her with great affection. And if she is going away, so that is called Kanyadan. Actually, no one can estimate. You cannot pay any amount for her. She can only be given away in charity by the father to the husband, the boy, because the whole focus was on feeling separation from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The primary feeling of attachment is for Vishnu or Krishna. Why family bondage was so strong? Because of their attachment to the Supreme Lord. He is the center of attraction and center of affection for everybody. So, feeling attraction to Krishna and separation from him is the highest necessity of a human being. If the human beings are trained up from childhood in this aspect of developing attachment to Krishna, the boy will become a good devotee, responsible, and a girl becomes a good devotee and she becomes chaste, and the family will be flourishing. Because of there is the lack of cultural training in this modern world, first of all, just for getting our own food, both husband and wife have to work hard throughout the day, and there is no time for any other aspects of life. They don't even get time for even their basic family duties. So that is the kind of situation today. But we are talking about a scenario where, the Vedic culture was very simple. People never focused on necessities of body. They focused on this prime necessity of the soul, which is to develop attachment to Krishna. So within that primary attachment to Krishna, they used to have secondarily a lot of attachment to these family dealings. So because those things are missing nowadays, even materially people are not happy. Forget about spiritual life. Materially also there is so much of restlessness. They are not happy. The families, the quarrels in a family are increasing. The differences within the family are increasing. If a society has to be happy, then the family units have to be happy. This is the mission of Krishna consciousness. Our movement is about bringing happiness and prosperity in the family units by making Krishna as the center of the attraction for all the family members. Recently we concluded the culture camp. It's a summer camp for children. During the summer holidays, they all come and participate. So in 21 days, the children learned a lot of cultural aspects. Our Indian culture, this Vaishnava culture, they have learned nice aspects of this. And I heard some feedback from the parents. They were so happy. They are saying my children are now able to recite some Sanskrit slokas which I never ever heard, either myself or in my family. They are happy to see. In one apartment, I think Rajapushpa apartment, one parent, he generally goes for some exercise in, that some, maybe they have a gym there, and then nearby there is one room where this culture camp was going on, and he used to hear every day because he goes on time, and then this also happens on time. So there is, regularly used to hear sloka chanting, some kirtans, and some puja with ringing bell. He used to hear all those things, and then he used to do his own exercise and all that. So as soon as this 21 days are over, he sent a big message to us, Swamiji, I'm missing all this. I hope that it continues for some more time, but I'm missing this. So one feels nice in a pious environment, in a spiritual environment that is natural. Okay, so here you can see the affection of the father, and Prabhupada is mentioning from Manusmriti something which mostly in the modern world they may not appreciate. He is saying that a woman will remain dependent always throughout her life. Before I explain this, just I wanted to tell you, there was a report from NCRB, is a central government, the home departments, one of the departments is called National Crime Records Bureau. NCRB has released its report, 2022 report. In that entire year, around 7.5 lakh people are missing. 7.5 lakh people are missing. Missing means untraceable. Nobody knows what happened to them and where are they. 7.5 lakh people are missing in this country. This is according to the official data of the government. In that 7.5 lakh, 5 lakh are women and girls. Missing means untraceable. What is happening to their life? Where are they stuck up? Nobody has any idea. They're completely missing. Police are not able to trace. Family members are completely in anxiety. They have no hope. They are Radha Govinda. This is the scenario. 5 lakh, this young women, they're all missing. So this this is one of the trends in the this modern world, that human beings are suddenly missing. There's no safety, there's no protection. That's why Vedic culture is very, very it takes great responsibility in protecting this the girls and the women. They are very, very conscious of the fact that the girl has to be protected. This is the responsibility. So the protection responsibility is taken care of by the father till she gets married. So that's what Swayambhu Manu has done here. He has a marriageable daughter, and then he has fulfilled his responsibility of protecting her spiritual life. And then after marriage, she comes under the protection of the husband. Now husband has to take the responsibility. He takes the responsibility of protecting her and also encouraging the family to be Krishna conscious. This is the next phase of her life. And then after the husband grows and then he becomes fully involved in Krishna consciousness, sometimes he takes sannyas and goes, then she will come under the protection of the children. See, all through the life, there are arrangements made for her protection. So this is Vedic culture. You can see how responsibility is built into the culture. Everybody feels that they need to follow these, the laws which are given in the Shastra, and then ensure that the girl is protected and she is married to a responsible person, and then ensure that they are actually living according to Krishna conscious principles. So now, although within the family the attachment is there, but they are overwhelmed with their attachment for Krishna. Primarily, the attraction towards God or attraction towards Krishna, that is the primary attachment. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he says, Govinda Virahena Me. He is so attached to Krishna, then if he is unable to see Krishna, then he is feeling great viraha, Govinda Virahena Me. And if he is sunyayatam jagas sarvam, and in the absence of Krishna, he is feeling 1 second as some 12 years. This is his intense attachment. That is the highest feeling for a human being, to feel intense separation from the Supreme Lord. Actually, our parampara belongs to this separation parampara. It's called Vipralamba Seva. So one has to serve the Supreme Lord with the feelings of separation. That is what is given by the Goswamis, the Rupa Goswami particularly, and then Prabhupada in the Sampradaya of Lord Chaitanya and Rupa Goswami, he has given this exalted process of rendering devotional service in the mood of Radharani, in the mood of Lord Chaitanya, and that is called Vipralamba Seva. So, by practicing this Krishna consciousness, this sadhana bhakti, one gradually develops these feelings of separation. He gradually develops eagerness in Krishna consciousness. The sadhana program is so scientifically devised that if somebody takes it up seriously, then he is assured of developing this eagerness and feelings of separation. For example, a nicely situated devotee, as soon as it is time for Mangalarati, he feels anxiety. He feels anxiety, yes, I should be there. Sometimes we see devotees running to be on time in front of the deity. The lordships are giving darshan, so I should be there. This is the kind of feelings one can develop if he takes up the sadhana bhakti seriously. So, taking sadhana bhakti seriously means every aspect of it has to be taken seriously. One should not feel that, okay, I can miss this, I can miss that, and still I can develop my bhakti. No. One has to decide that, yes, I have to strictly follow this, and so that I can achieve perfection one day. So within Krishna consciousness, because nowadays these Vedic practices, many of these Vedic practices are not possible. Principles are always they are applicable, but practices may be not possible. One has to adjust the practices and see how the principles can be upheld. For example, protection of the members, women members of the family, that is a principle. Now, how to apply that, how to implement that in this complex world where even they have to work, even they have to earn their livelihood, under these circumstances, how to ensure all this? No, this is a challenge. This is certainly a challenge. So, like that, so principles have to be applied, and then gradually one comes to the stage of developing his attachment to Krishna. So then all other things secondarily can be managed. If somebody is attached to Krishna, then he will ensure that all around him he has good relations. He takes care of the people. He understands that everybody is connected to the Lord, so I have to take care of all of them. He feels responsibility. Most of the fights are because of the rights. My right, this is my right, I am earning, or I am doing this, so this is my right. And then somebody else will say, no, this is my right. And then if you fight for rights, there is no end to it. But if it is, but one feels responsibility as he progresses in Krishna consciousness and takes care of all the aspects of his family and all that. So now, if somebody becomes Krishna conscious, so some emotions are allowed. Can we have some emotions towards the other devotees or other family members or husband and wife and children? Can the parents be affectionate towards his children because now I have become Krishna conscious? So here Swayambhu Manu is highly Krishna conscious. He is one of the authorities in bhakti. His 12 Mahajanas, one of the Mahajana is Swayambhu Manu. And then you can see his behavior. He is having affection. In fact, his tears are coming from his eyes like torrents of rain, and then he is drenching the daughter. But he has even more greater affection for Krishna. So, this is important. We have to manage our affections carefully. Spiritual life means you should know where to pour your emotions, where to put your affection. This is, this is the science. Nowadays, people, because the family, particularly in Western countries, we see because the families are separated, there is, they almost live a lonely life. They keep a lot of dogs, and then they pour all their emotions on the dogs. And then before he dies, he writes a will that all my property should go to my dog. And dog doesn't know that she has now, the dog has become a millionaire or a billionaire. The dog doesn't know. And then recently they have started one airlines called Bark Air. And what is that Bark Air? It's for barking dogs. So the dogs can travel in these customized airplanes, and they can move around and they can be tied and all those things. And so there is a special airline today. In India also it is there, but then nowadays there is one some interesting trend has started. They started keeping the small cows. There is a Punganuru breed, comes from Andhra, and that little cow looks like of the size of a dog, maybe a little bigger, but a very auspicious cow is a mother, Amba. So she can move around in the house, and then many people are liking to keep such cows in the house. Actually, that's the culture. Keep the cows in the house and keep the dogs outside the house. They used to have a little dog house, and then the dogs used to be there. There is nothing wrong in extending affection towards these animals, but with the understanding that they are also part and parcels of the Supreme Lord. They have to be taken care, but take care accordingly. You should take care intelligently. Don't pour all your emotions to some this living entity, and that living entity is also struggling. It has its own issues and struggling, and then you start depending and you start pouring your emotions. It's both are in a helpless situation. So better is you save all your emotions and your affection for Krishna, and within that affection you take care of all this animal. You give little prasadam to the dog or the cat, or you feed the cow, and the cow milk can be offered to the Lord, and that milk can be taken as prasadam. The whole life can be different. One has to know how to manage his emotions. Emotional intelligence has become a big subject nowadays because they don't know where to put these emotions and how to put their emotions. So that's why, because of that mismanagement, the whole emotional thing is a big issue. Okay, so here we see an appropriate behavior of Swayambhu Manu. He has done his responsibility, and then also his emotions, and also his devotion to Krishna. All these things can be seen, and as we progress in this episode, in this pastime, we will see how Devahuti goes through this protection phases. First under the father, next under Kardama Muni, and next under son Kapila Dev. We'll see all this. We'll stop here. Any questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. In this modern times, we are supposed to send children out for studies and so much.
Yeah.
So, how do we ensure their safety? One is uh, they understand Krishna consciousness, and also the girl child understand that um, how she has to take care of herself, how she has to be on time at home, and all those things. And other than that, anything else, how they should take care of themselves.
Yeah, in the modern age, as I said, the situation is highly complex. So children, one thing is there are two types of safety protection. One is the child's the physical protection, the material protection, and the second one is her spiritual protection. The father has a responsibility to ensure that my children should not go into one more womb in the next life. She should be liberated from this bondage of birth and death. She should not go into one more womb, and so she should go back to Krishna. The children, that's the best age where they can be trained up in Krishna consciousness. That's the best age. The parents work only for sense gratification of the children, their comforts and pampering and all that. That is the biggest disservice. The child is ready to do anything. Very happily she or he, the children do everything nicely. So if they tell them, you do this Mangalarati, or you do this, you do that, they'll happily take it up. Children, they can practice tapas very nicely. And Krishna conscious tapas is very joyful. They can happily do all those things. They can come, they can learn. Sundays we have programs for children. They can come and practice all those things. So, as a father, now where to admit the children is a big question. And that question we have solved in Hyderabad here. We have Basil Woods schools. Both preschool and international school, they're available. Actually, we have seen one trend. Some of the parents, although the children are studying in some big brands, I don't want to quote the names, they're taking away the children from those big brands and putting them into Basil Woods, because they know that here they teach some culture. There is some culture is here. Actually, they are eligible for some big international schools, but then they are interested in culture. So that's a very good trend. Of course, as a responsible school, we ensure all protection for the children within the premises of the school. So if you admit them into a responsible institution, they automatically take care of a lot of safety issues. And as he or she grows in Krishna consciousness, they become very intelligent. How to ensure that they don't fall into bad association, they don't fall into a scenario where their protection is at risk. All these things will automatically developed. Okay, so parents have to take proper care to train their children, in particularly in Krishna conscious culture. That is the main aspect. So we'll stop here. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad